Yo, what up and welcome to It's Good to Know You, the unofficial, official podcast of the Horizon Middle School, where we take a moment to reflect and share and meet the people that make our school so gosh darn special. This episode is brought to you by Indoor Plumbing, Your Mom's Meatloaf, and the always delicious Taco Bell.
These guys have battled through heat, wind, mud, and everything in between, all for the love of the game and their teammates. Mr. Howard and I have seen the sweat, the grind, and the energy they bring to every single practice. The Bearcats are definitely getting some good ones next year. So buckle up. It's game time. Let's get to know the players who make middle school football and JAG pride something special.
Thank you for joining us and being a part of our special edition Horizon Middle School football team podcast. So we have some volunteers. First of all, let's take a moment and everybody step up, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jude Quinn.
I'm Max McElhiney.
I'm Hank Thompson.
I'm Grayson Shotkowski.
I'm Andrew Brockley.
I'm Blake Whitty.
And I'm Cade Fuller.
And I'm Corbin Killian.
Thanks for being here, guys. I'm excited to ask you some questions about the season and your thoughts on what it takes to be a part of a football team and a JAG. As you guys know, football is not easy. It's a tough sport, and you got to be tough to play football. So when things get tough during the season, how do you keep yourself motivated?
I just like to keep working harder and harder each practice and just keep going.
I just know that my teammates need me, so just keep working hard.
A good example is our loss against North Platte, which was tough for the team, but if we were able to pick each other up and make sure that we could go in hard and even tougher the next game, that helps a lot.
We mentioned the loss at North Platte, and losses, they sting, they hurt, but losses can also be a good thing too. How do you guys reflect on that loss? Because that was a tough loss. We're battling back and forth. We think we haven't won at the end. We were jumping, celebrating, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing down. And that one did hurt a lot. What did you guys learn from that experience?
Personally, I think we all learned that we should not take a team for granted because we definitely took North Platte for granted.
I think that just losses make you stronger.
I think that after that loss, we came back and practiced harder than ever.
I would tend to agree. I think you guys were pretty locked in after that North Platte loss. And like Mr. Howard said, losses do teach us a lot about ourselves and about our team. I think you guys handled it really well. We were locked in and focused, and we were ready for that last game of the season. You guys showed it when we played Sunrise over at their house. What's the best part about playing football with your teammates?
I would say the best part about playing football with a teammate is when you win, they win, so it's always fun to just celebrate with them.
Probably just by connecting with other people and having fun.
I think it's just knowing that they support you.
I would say having fun with them and just laughing around.
Probably just having fun and competing with all your friends and teammates.
The best part would just be competing with your teammates and seeing who can come out on top.
My favorite part is just hanging out with a bunch of people, learning about different people, and just having a fun time, making new friends and stuff.
Well, those are a lot of things that your coaches really enjoy, too, about coaching football with you guys. I love starting the year with football because we always start before school starts, and we get to know you a little bit before school starts. As we go through the season, we build those relationships, and we get even closer. I really feel like our team has a really good bond before school even starts, and that's kind of the way the culture of our football program has been ever since I've been here coaching with Coach Howard, Coach Kermosta. It's really awesome to see guys like you carrying on that tradition of being excited about football and playing your hardest and having fun with each other and all about the relationships.
We talked about relationships and you talked about your teammates and your brothers. What's the difference between a good teammate and a great teammate?
A good teammate will just cheer you on and be there for the wins, but a great teammate will just be there the entire time, wins and losses.
I think a great teammate is when the teammate be like messing around and then they're trying to get everybody focused because it's at the end of the day, we're all focusing on trying to win the next game. So I think that would be a difference between a good and a great teammate.
I feel like a good difference would be a good teammate would do the minimum, and the great teammate would go above and beyond for the team.
I feel like the great teammate always is the leader of the group and helps us all strive to be better players overall.
I would say the great teammate lifts you up and motivates you for the next time when you do something wrong or make a mistake.
I love what you just said there about lift you up and motivates you when you make a mistake. All of us, coaches included, you made a lot of mistakes this year because football is a team sport. There's a lot going on, and there's plenty of opportunities to make mistakes. So how do you guys deal with mistakes in the middle of a game?
You just got to forget about them and move on to the next play and don't let them get the best of you, because otherwise then that one mistake is just going to ruin the entire game.
I feel when somebody makes a mistake, you can usually tell that they're upset about it, and if you're able to just go to that teammate and tell them it's all right, and it's just one play. And at the end of the day, it's just a game that we're all here to have fun. So if you're able to just help them get that off their mind, then you as a team can overall a lot better.
You just got to think about what you could have done better, and then you just got to move on and get to the next play.
I always just tell myself next play, and after the game you can reflect on what you did wrong and do better.
That's good. We always talk about having amnesia, right? Forgetting that play. And, I like what you said, Hank, like at the end of the game, what are a couple of things you did really well and what's one more thing you can work on? Because the guys who are real competitors, the guys who really want to win and move forward in this game, they're going to constantly try and get better. And that's what all of you guys are talking about here. Moving on to the next play, keep moving forward, keep getting better. And that's why you guys are going to be great Bearcats next year too.
Speaking of being Bearcats in the future, and as you guys progress through life, and you think about and reflect upon your time as a Horizon Middle School football player, what's one moment from this season that you'll remember 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now?
I just remember getting absolutely pancaked first game. So embarrassed.
I'll always remember my first game against Walnut.
I would say 2 plays, honestly. First off being the kickoff against Westridge, which Cade Fuller brought about 75 yards back, almost hurdled a kid. And us driving down against North Platte and then having the touchdown pass was a key moment, but then it sadly came back.
I'd say when Brandon Wilson caught the kick return and went all the way for a touchdown. I'm never forgetting that.
Jason Portman going beast mode out there and getting like multiple sacks, seeing him out there and seeing how happy he was for that and lifting up our B team. Super awesome to see as a coach.
This is good for me to hear as a coach because when I first started coaching in 8th grade, one of my speeches at the end of the year I would tell kids like, "Oh, you're not going to remember 8th grade. You're going to remember your high school years, and those are the things that are going to really stick out to you." I used to think like, 8th grade is just a stepping stone, it's just a step to the next level, and this is a memorable experience for everybody, and it is important to everyone, and it is something to remember. I remember every single one of those, like it was yesterday. One of the moments that stuck out to me was the one that Max talked about where we drove down at the end at North Platte, and you guys were locked in, you made plays, you faced some adversity, and you fought through it, scored that touchdown, and it should have counted, but it didn't. That was a really memorable moment for me, too.
Who's someone on this team that deserves more credit than they got? We're talking about underrated people. So when you think about Scooby-Doo, think about people like Velma, people doing the dirty work, but doesn't get a lot of credit.
I would definitely say every single one of our linemen because there was only a limited amount this year. And, it's really easy to blame them that they didn't hold their person out long enough. But really, if we didn't have them, then nothing would have worked this season. So I would say it was them.
Quarterbacks receive. They get all the love, all the attention, all the ladies. But the linemen, man, the boys, they're doing the grind, right?
I would say all the student managers. We wouldn't have any water without them.
Maybe the best student manager team in the entire state. I'm going to go out on a limb.
They were solid. They were some good managers. That's good.
I'm going to say Corbin Killian over here because when our center, something happened to him, Corbin stepped in and played center during the Sunrise game, so he kind of saved us there.
Yeah, Corbin, did you cry about that? Did you whine about playing center?
No.
You know what? You stepped up and you did the job, man. We appreciate that.
I would say who worked the hardest this year was the coaches. They never get any of the credit if we win or lose, and they're always hustling to get us the good plays and to win games, obviously.
Thanks, man.
I'd say my friend Jackson Pandorf because he really wanted to be a receiver, but he stepped in for our team and played linebacker for as many plays as he needed to.
You know, I love that. That's that selfless attitude. You're right. He did want to play receiver. And you got to play, I think, a couple snaps at tight end at the end, luckily. But he stepped up. We needed linemen, and he did that job for us.
I'm just curious, why did you all come out for football?
I went out for football this year since I've been playing tackle football since 4th grade, and I've just loved it ever since.
I went out for football this year because I had a lot of friends who encouraged me to go out.
I think a big reason is because we all love the sport. It's always fun to hit somebody, sometimes injure them, but you really hope that doesn't happen. But it's good to put someone on the ground. And it's just also good to be around people that have a love for the game and support one another.
Just like Cade said, I've been playing football for a long time, and I just like going out on the field and having fun and hitting people pretty hard.
Yeah, I've been playing football for my entire life, and I've loved it.
I joined to make better connections with friends and to hit some people.
I joined a lot like these other guys because I've been playing for a while. I want to put some kids on the ground, especially those GI kids, because it's what needed to be done.
Hey, dude, we wojied.
I went out not to be good, but to just push myself to be the strongest I can, be the fastest I can, just be the best I can in general. And my parents were getting a little mad when I tackled my brother and put holes in the wall, so I tried to tackle some other people.
That's a good choice. That's good. That's good. You gotta redirect that.
I really wanted to get stronger and better at football, and I feel like this year has definitely made me. I also just started playing tackle football this year.
That's what I like to hear. Guys just want to come out and play and hang out with each other, hit some people. We had a record number of kids come out for football this year. We had 64 on our team. And we would go play other schools, and everybody else had like 30 or less. And that just shows how the culture here at Horizon is just strong.
What's something this season taught you that has nothing to do with football?
One thing I learned was that if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
One thing that I learned is that you're always better as a team than just by yourself.
I learned that we can kick the crosstown kids' butts.
I learned that I should never trust Finn to do monkey rolls because he will jump on me.
I personally learned that we should just never take anything for granted, a team or item or person.
It goes by in a flash, and before you know it, football season is over.
Students, time for a pop quiz.
You know that sound? That means it's pop quiz time. Pop quiz, are you ready? Rapid fire. First question, here we go. If your coaches were an action figure, what accessories would it come with?
A clipboard.
A pen.
Tackling dummies. A whistle.
Hardest hitting person on the team.
K4!
Whoa!
All right, now speaking of K4, I will say, as your counselor, I've known you for 3 years now, by far, the most amount of food eaten by a student in Horizon Middle School history is K4. So tell me a little bit, what are your lunches like?
I mean, most kids go outside after they eat. Sometimes they get seconds, then they go outside. But if my table's dismissed first, I go get seconds, eat that, go get thirds. If it's dismissed last, then you go get seconds, eat faster, then go get thirds.
So you're saying there's a strategy about this. I like
There
it.
is.
Craziest guy on the team.
K4!
Because he hits hard.
And he doesn't wear his chin strap.
No, that got fixed by Mr. Howard, I think.
Yeah, we fixed that. We fixed that.
I purposely had to hold Cade out of some offensive stuff because we couldn't get any plays off.
Cade at D-line. Not fun. Don't put him on there.
No PATs on Cade.
No offense, Cade. Sorry.
If you had to trade place with a teacher for a day, who are you picking and why?
Mr. Cashlin, because history is fun.
Mr. Crop, because you just get to build stuff.
I would say Mr. Peters because you just have to really check people in and then don't worry about anything else. So
I would also say Mr. Peters because take attendance and then watch football the rest of the time.
I'd be the nurse because they just give people mints and just sit there.
Dream college to play football for.
Nebraska.
Alabama.
Nebraska.
You just won a lifetime supply of something totally random. What do you hope it is?
Money.
Chocolate milk.
Fishing line.
Fishing lures.
If you could ban one food on earth forever, what would it be?
Broccoli.
Brussels sprouts.
Broccoli, for sure.
Cheesy pull aparts.
Oh, dude, that was a big sigh.
That's going to beat it
He's
right
getting
now.
attacked right now.
All right. You just had a bad day. You got home from school. Give me your best mom impersonation. What would she say?
Honey, will you do the laundry?
Do the dishes!
Any final thoughts, reflections over the year?
For my first actual school football, this was just an incredible season, one that I won't forget. It was fun working with all the coaches and all of our teammates, and having a 5-1 record for the A team and a 4-2 record for the B team is just awesome.
It was awesome, and I think everybody should go out for football.
You know, if you think you can't do something, go out and try it. And then if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Jude, I love that. It's a great way to end it. We never know what we are truly capable of unless we show up and give our best. Before we bring out our next guest, Coach Cashlin.
Let's get one more breakdown. Jags on 3.
1, 2, 3, Jags! Another really, really good person to know here at Horizon Middle School, and especially for Jaguar football, is our boy.
It's our boy,
Mr. Justin Coach Cremosa.
Good to be here, guys.
Dude, so glad you're here. Coach Cremosa, we'll get back in the season. What are some of your thoughts?
You know, I thought overall it was a pretty decent season. I primarily just coached the B squad, so we had a lot of kids out, which is always great. We ended the year 4-2. Could have been a little better at times, but overall the kids always competed hard. They played hard day in and day out. So came to practice every day. I think throughout the season learned a lot too about football.
I think a B team lots of times gets a bad rap. Some people just think, oh, because you're on B team, you're not as good, stuff like that. That's so not true. You look at Kearney High this year, and the starters at Kearney High are loaded with former Horizon B team players and standouts, and tearing it up.
Message to kids this year: don't quit. Keep going out for football. Stay after it. If you liked it, keep doing it. And you never know what's going to happen down the road. You're going to mature. You're going to grow. Have a lot of fun hanging around your teammates and having some success.
Just like Mr. Howard said, there's a lot of former B team kids now that are seniors that are making a big impact on Kearney High football this year, which is, as a coach, really fun to see those kids that have stuck out all the grueling summers and lifting and doing what the coaches want to do, but now they're reaping the benefits of sticking it out, and they're playing well. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, who's somebody this year on the B team that you give a shout out to or impressed you with their work ethic, determination?
There's a lot of kids that from game to game or practice to practice that have done really well. One kid that always puts a smile on my face is Jason. It was fun to see him out there, and heck, I think there was a couple of games that he had a sack or two, and then he'd pop right up, ready to go. But, he's one that I loved just being around. He's just a good kid, a good person. Running backs, Brandon Wilson runs hard. Blake has good vision. Eli, does a lot of things really well when it comes to blocking and things like that. Our line had some really solid moments. We had to move some kids down to line because we didn't have enough linemen. So those kids that stepped up, like Grayson and Corbin Killian, stepped up, just moving down to a different spot that maybe they didn't want to play but realized, hey, I'm going to play more and help my team out too in the long run. So that's pretty cool to see. Receiver-wise, we had a ton of receivers, and I thought Hendricks played well, blocked well. Noah Geringer runs a real good reverse. Figured that out pretty quickly, that he's quick on the edge and does a good job. Braylon Quintana did a nice job blocking. In B-team football in middle school, we don't throw very many passes, so you couldn't showcase their ability and running routes and things like that, maybe as much as what they want. But there's way more than what I highlighted, but I thought those kids did some really good moments too.
You're right. We have way too many people to mention. And I feel bad that we can't name drop every player that did all the little and big things that made our year so successful. We've been doing this together for a long time. Coach Cremosa, what are some of your favorite JAG football traditions?
My all-time favorite tradition is Laundry Day. Laundry Day is a highly touted day when it comes to the coaching side of things because we bring out everything that has been picked up in the locker room by us coaches. And a yardage is decided on each item of what we pick up. So, for instance, let's say you left your game jersey. We picked it up, and it's in our pile of laundry. That might be like a 50-yard sprint down and back. So on, little things such as pencils or pens, or maybe even your own lost sweatshirt, things like that. This year, we were very fortunate that we got to have 2 laundry days. That was unprecedented. Normally, it's just 1 laundry day, but this year it was a special year that we got to have 2 laundry days.
Well, when you have that many guys, there's going to be a lot of laundry left on the floor.
Hey, guys, what's the tradition you like?
I love the sled. Toughness, grit, desire. It's a 2-man sled. And how far can 2 guys push the sled before they break down and stop? A lot of guys impressed me with that. Some of our smaller guys went 100 to 120 yards, pushing it like a full football field from the back of the end zone to the other back of the end zone. Super impressed with the sled day this year. Cade Fuller and football guy Crew Bentz, 190 yards they pushed the sled, almost 2 football fields. That's a phenomenal feat for some 8th graders and just showing how tough they are.
Yeah, I agree. That's a long way to go in that sled. One of my favorite things is like when Coach Cashman's talking, myself, Coach Cremosta, Coach Edge in the background, with our whistles ready. And as soon as people start talking over Coach, go touch the goalpost.
That's a good one. I thoroughly enjoy that too.
It helps. It's crazy how like the goalpost makes kids better listeners.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we need to bring the goalpost in class.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Another one of my favorite traditions is the Super Mega Hills. And that's kind of evolved over time. Start with just hills because we had that horizon hill we'd run plays up and sometimes do it for conditioning or punishments if we have to. But it's morphed into a rite of passage. Anybody in the Jaguar football program in the recent history runs Super Mega Hills. What you got to do is you go at the bottom of the hill, you run up that hill, you go across our football field, up the stairs, touch the media box.
Yeah, the Jag.
Yeah, the Jag head in the media box. Go all the way back down the stairs, across the football field, down the hill, across the other football field, touch the sidewalk, come back across the field, up the hill, across our field, meet on the K. That's 1.
The record is 3, I think, in 1 year. And kids this year were saying, like, that wasn't as tough as I thought it would be. But we only ran 1.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, I think, with this group, we probably should have ran a few more.
We definitely could have ran more than 1.
Oh, for sure. Traditions are a sign of dedication, of commitment, and culture. And there's no doubt lots of these traditions live in the heads of lots of our former football players. Now, let's take a step back, a step way back to when we were 8th grade football players. What's something that you always remember from your 8th grade football experience?
My favorite memory when I was in 8th grade was probably my last football game as an 8th grader. I went to Kearney Catholic, and that was back in the day when our last game, we would always play either Horizon or Sunrise. So we never played both middle schools. We just played one of them. Well, that year we played Sunrise, and the day that we played, it was a snowstorm. So that was pretty memorable. It was like 25 degrees, blowing snow. Like, it was just incredibly cold, but it was pretty fun. And we did win, so that made it even a little bit better. And then to cap everything off, that was an undefeated season in 8th grade that we had, and that our coach at the time, he said, and he'd been coaching at Kearney Catholic for years and years and years, he said that was his first ever time going undefeated as a coach at Kearney Catholic. So that was kind of special. It was fun, but it was a pretty cool experience.
That's awesome.
Hey, who was the name of your coach?
Clint Whitty.
Now, my 8th grade middle school football story also has to do with Clint Whitty. I, too, was a Kearney Catholic boy, and we played Horizon Middle School at that time. The biggest memory I have is actually me being an idiot. We were going to Wood River. I'm in 8th grade. We get off the bus to Wood River. I would go to grab my helmet, and I didn't have my helmet. I forgot it at school. You can imagine how horrifying that is as a kid. So I was like panicked, scared. And then Clint Whitty steps in. He's like, hey, man, don't worry. We'll ask the other team if we get you a helmet. So I got to borrow one of their helmets, Wood River's helmets. I didn't have a mouth guard. And I'm like, dude, I can't play if I don't have a mouth guard. And Clint looks at me, looks around. He tears off a piece of my thigh pad. He's like, here, put this in your mouth. And so I put this piece of thigh pad in my mouth. He's like, all right, just keep your mouth shut. You're good to go. And so I love Clint Whitty. And I'm glad he had the undefeated season, because back with us, we were not undefeated.
That's an awesome memory.
Yeah, I wish it was better. I wish it was me scoring a bunch of touchdowns, but no.
Not when you play line, right?
Not when you play line, that's right.
No glory. One of my middle school memories is junior high football in Burwell, Nebraska, Class E school, taking on West Holt. Class B. They have this big guy, Kurt Ragland, and they have Ryan McCabe, great athletes. We're like, oh, man, how are we going to beat these guys? And we went up to West Holt, and we actually beat them. And you would have thought we won the national championship. One of the things I remember the most is the bus ride home. And we were dressed up in like a Hawaiian theme. I remember having my Hawaiian shirt on, and the bus driver was playing a really popular song by the Beach Boys, Kokomo. And everybody was just singing it so loud, and we were so pumped and excited that we had beat the Huskies. Fantastic memory.
Nice. Banger of a song, my friend. And those are some good memories. Coach Cremosta, how do you want to end this thing?
I just appreciate the guys that went out. A lot of the guys that I coach on the B team have never played before. So just seeing the very first day of practice to the very last day of practice and just how much they have learned, whether it's formations, pass routes, blocking schemes, just seeing them expand their knowledge of football is always pretty cool to see. That's always one of my favorite, look backs or takeaways from B football season is just, how much these kids have learned and grown on the football field, and probably learned a lot about themselves along the way of, they didn't maybe think they could do it, and they can.
Mr. Cremosta, appreciate you so much for taking the time to help us with this, and also just being able to coach and learn from you over the years. You're very knowledgeable. You're planting seeds, and like we talked about at the beginning of this little segment, seeing those kids that we coached be successful at Class A football, and lots of them playing college football, it's powerful to see, and makes the job worth it.
I enjoy seeing those kids make an impact at the high school, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication too. Don't think you can do it and not do anything, because those guys are working hard year in and year out, paying their dues and respects and getting those things taken care of when it comes to the weight room and conditioning and things like that.
Yep.
You know what? Maybe 30 years from now, we'll have some of our kids telling the stories about their 8th grade football experience on some random podcast.
That would be a dream come true.
That would be kind of funny.
I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who makes JAG football special at Horizon. First, to our players for your willingness to come out for football and put in the time. To our volunteer coaches for the long hours and preparation you put on a daily basis without getting paid. And to our parents and families for your support and working behind the scenes to help your athletes be successful. JAG football is alive and well. Hit the music, Howard.